So okay, today it will be a bit special because we have few people from abroad, so welcome in here. And we will fluently continue in topics that we have to talk about. So that's luckily we have finished also with the Slovak guys and also with the English guys exactly at this point. So we have to talk about the connecting things, so something about the networking stuff and something about how to interconnect the things. Last time, especially the English guys or the abroad students, we spoke about what is IoT and what is it not, or what is it IoT all about. And one of the things was about the saving the energy, so the topic is about the low power. So we will not talk about it according to this topic because that will be some kind of basics. So it will be about how to use the networking stuff inside of the ESP microcontroller and what to do with that. Okay, so some announcements. Okay, yeah. The first thing, what's M2M?
Machine to machine.
Machine to machine. Yeah, and what does it mean, machine to machine? Communication. Yeah, because there are some kind of robot battles, yeah, and that's machine against machine, yeah, and having the fight. But that's something different. So what's a machine to machine?
Direct communication through the network.
Yeah, so interconnection through the network. So machine, and somehow they will interconnect. So we don't care about if it is over the wire, or it is a wireless, or it is with some flags or smoke signals. So there is a machine, and there is a machine, and they are somehow interconnected. Okay, so we are going to talk about the capabilities or abilities of the ESP32 at this moment, and that will be about its networking stuff. So as we know, it is there is a Wi-Fi stuff included inside, and also we can also say that there is a Bluetooth inside. But today we will talk about the Wi-Fi or the Wi-Fi stuff in there. So that's the topic at the moment. Okay, what's inside? So the support is for 800, how to say it in English, 802.11, the BGN. So that's the support of the standard stuff from the Wi-Fi. I don't know. Also, there is support for some standard security stuff, like if you are connecting to the network with which is password protected, and they are using the VPA or VPA2, so it's inside, so you are able to use it. So that's for the basic stuff. That's excellent. Okay, and now let's go to the ESP32. So it will be much more practical. So we will take a look how to connect to the network with the ESP32. Yeah, there is a special module for this. The name of the module is a network, and we will use it for the connection. Yeah, and question is what Wi-Fi networks do we have here around? Okay, so let's take a look. In here. So I will turn on the wrapper mode, and I will import the network in here. So that's it. That's magic, yeah. And this is what we have available in here. So first of all, I need to create let's say a network interface, which will be a wireless one. So I will enter something like this, network.sta interface, VLAN. Yep. And so it was somehow, let's say, activated. And at the moment, I have several methods which I'm able to check the situation of the interface. But first of all, I need to activate it. Because it's not activated, so I will tell him, so make it or activate the Wi-Fi module of it. So at the moment, if I will check, yeah, it's active. And I have several methods in here. So this one, I will try this one, the scan method. What will be the result? What do you think?
Yep.
So it will at the moment, the Wi-Fi module on ESP will scan the available networks which are around. So I will run it, and if everything will goes okay, so this is the list of available networks. So you can see it's a list, and every network or each network is one tuple, and these are the information about the network. So this one, what is this one? Or maybe this one. We can start with something that we know. So the first parameter, that's SSID, so identifier of the network. Then there is something like this, that's what? Hard to say, but it's a MAC address of the Wi-Fi interface of this access point. And then there is, I think this is the number of the channel where this Wi-Fi network operates, and minus 74, that's what?
Signal strength.
Yeah, signal strength. And the rest, the 5 and false, I'm not sure what is it. Okay, so we have a list of available networks. Maybe one more note to this. We are able to check also what is the configuration or what's the MAC address of this Wi-Fi interface. So that's a bit strange how to do it, but it looks like this. So from W1 interface, method is config, and I will ask for the parameter MAC, and the result is a MAC address of my Wi-Fi interface. Okay then, so at the moment I need to connect. So we have a method with the name connect, and it has two parameters. Which one? SSID and?
Password.
And password, yeah.
How do we connect to enterprise VPA?
I don't know. You have to check probably not the documentation because it's not written in there. There is only the standard stuff like the SSID and the password. But according to the login or something like that, I don't know. Oh, no, this one, help.
So we can connect to the
So, I never tried it yet, but you will, I think. And you will tell me next week how to do that. Okay, so I will start my own network. I need to remember the password. Yep, hotspot, come on. Okay, so I will scan it one more time. And my network is this one. So hello world. Okay, so I will try to configure. So the WLAN connect to the hello world with the password Yahotka123. Okay, and at the moment I'm waiting. So it's connected and it's writing that some information about the interface, about the state of the connection. So at the moment, if I will ask about the ifconfig, what's ifconfig? Interface what? Configuration. So if you are familiar with the Linux operating systems, you know there is such command, ifconfig, which provides you the basic information about the interface. In Windows, what command you have from command line? ipconfig, yeah. So it will tells me that my IP address is this one. So there is a network mask, and one of these is gateway, and one of these is DNS. Don't know the order. Yeah.
It use the DHCP automatically, and if you want to use a static IP address?
Not sure about how to. Maybe that's the question about the configuration. So, but it's not. The documentation is quite. It's not very informative about this exactly these settings. So you have to check. Probably, I think that it will be something to not this one. VLAN config. There will be something like this, and maybe you will be able not only to ask about the setting, but also to set it according to the configuration. But I didn't try it yet. So, don't know, IP? No. In documentation, there is written only about the MAC address, but I think it has something to do with this one. You can check. VLAN W, oh no. What about the DIR? I'm just trying at the moment. No, it's not there. Nothing like this is the let's say, a field for the interface. So where will be the IP address available? It's somewhere else written. Okay. Anyway, at the moment we are on the internet, or we should be on the internet. Maybe one more note or comment to this. The ESP32 is also able to work in a mode as an access point. So you are able to use it not just like a client, but also some kind of server-like. So you are able to connect to the ESP32 another device. So we are not going to work with it like this, but we are going to play exactly with the ESP32 as a client. Okay, so in general, at the moment, we can do plenty of stuff at the moment with the internet connection. I'll try to cover two topics today, or I'll try to show you two topics today. One will be about the using of the external REST API. So we will be communicate with some service for, in our case, it will be IFTTT, which is quite nice and easy to use. And that means that you will be working with the HTTP protocol and its methods. So for getting some information, you know that you will call some get method. To send some information somewhere or some data somewhere, you need to use the method post. And then later, we will cover the topic about the protocol MQTT, which is one of the best or one of the protocols of IoT. So that's you'll see. So the rest that will be at the moment, or let's say HTTP requests, that will be the service EFTTT, and then later I'll show you how to work with MQTT. Yeah, because some of you, like him, he will want to talk or communicate with some another network point or network device or the socket communication. Yeah, you are able to work with this, but it's really low-level programming. But you can. Anyway, we will go a little bit higher, so we will talk about the REST or HTTP requests, and then later about the MQTT. So, we will start with this one. Do you know that? EFTTT? Yeah, if this then that. Yeah, that's the shortcut for EFTTT, and it's really easy. You need to create an account in there, and then when you will create an account, you are able to create a specific, they call it rules or recipes. And the recipe has two parts. It has a trigger part and then some action part. And as you see, it's a sentence. If something happens, some event happens, so it will be triggered and different. If an event happens, then this action will be triggered. You got me? So that means that if I will enter the room, the lights will turn on. Or if the temperature will go about some threshold, the windows will be open, or the cooling mechanism will start on. So there are plenty of scenarios which you are able to do. Also, nowadays there are plenty of hardware stuff which you are able to buy, some electronics, which already supports the EFTTT. So then it's quite easy. So you will buy some, let's say, smart bulb or smart light with some label on it that it is EFTTT compatible. So that means that you are able to that smart light connect to the internet and connect it with this service. And so you are able to create a trigger in there with some specific action. So it will be with some specific action. You got the idea, yeah? So very easy, like if there is a movement in the room, so send an SMS or some message to you. Okay, so we will play with this one, so that will be the first part. I'll start with the setting or configuring the service on the EFTTT side. So let's do that. What is this? Missing image. So EFTTT, I got, no, here, where, no, here. So when you have an account in there, so this is something like a homepage. So you have a list of some stuff you already created, but I'm going to create a new one. So create in here. So that's some kind of a wizard. So create your own service using the IFTTT. And at this moment, I am able to click in here to this. So I'm going to set some event, something that will fire up an action. So I will choose a service. So at the moment, the idea behind will be quite easy. So it will be working the way that I have this kind of sensor in here. What is it? Do you know it? Humidity sensor. Yeah. And also the temperature sensor. Yeah, 2 in 1. So good stuff. Yeah. DHT11 is this one, but you are able to buy also DHT22. The difference is also the difference between those two is in the price and also in some features. But anyway, they work the same way. So they are measuring the temperature and the humidity at once, generally. So the idea will be quite easy at the moment. So I will program the ESP32 that when the time period will pass, I will send the current values of the temperature and humidity to let's say we have a Slack channel for this course. So the data about the current temperature and the humidity in this room will appear in there. So you can check the Slack at the moment if you are not already there. There is a special channel with the name notifications, and the data from this service will arrive there very soon. So that's the idea. So now the question is how to connect it or how it will work, because we have an microcontroller in here, and the service is somewhere over there. Don't know, maybe it's somewhere in the US, let's say. So we will use a webhook for that. So that will be the service, that will be the starter which we will be using. What is a webhook? Webhook. Hook of web.
Connection to some website.
Some website, yeah. So the idea is quite easy. You have a specific URL. So when you point your browser to this URL, some script will be executed. So that's it. That's the general idea. So when you will point to a specific URL, which is at the moment EFTTT.com/create/if, so something will happen. So the service will create a specific URL for our purpose. And so when I will copy it and run it in the browser, something will happen. And in this case, it will be the action, which will be the posting the data to the Slack channel. You got the idea? Yeah, because it's HTTP, it's quite easy. What you need is only the web browser. And we know that HTTP protocol, we are able to control from the command line. So if you are Linux-based people, you know there is an application with the name curl, so we can test it. Or if you are working with some, let's say, REST, if you are creating some REST APIs, there is a Postman, a very famous client for testing the REST APIs. And at the moment, we will go a little bit lower because we will stay in a Python and we will be using the requests library for this purpose. So that's it. So the idea is webhook. So it will be located on EFTTT side. So when we will call it with the GET method or the HTTP protocol, the EFTTT service will create a message and send it to the Slack channel. So you'll see. That's the general idea. So I will click it. Yeah, and there is only one at the moment. Like what you have to choose, what you can choose. So receive a web request. So that's the stuff that I told you about. So I will click it, create an event name. So magic values arrived. Yeah, that's the event he will be waiting for. So I will copy it, create a trigger. So it's created, and the next step is to create what will happen then. So when this event will occur, so that means a special special URL will be called, requested, then what to do. And as I mentioned, I will create a Slack message, so post to channel, and now to which one? Select channels, not general but the notifications. And the message will be, hello, current conditions in Aurora are like this. Temperature is, yeah, and he will, I can add ingredient, which is value 1, okay. The current temperature is this one, Celsius, and the humidity is value 2%. Enjoy and stay tuned. Yeah, okay, whatever. Remove this tutorial. Yeah, that's it. IFTTT, what is the enables your business platform? No business. Finish. Okay, so review and finish. If maker event magic values arrived, then post the message to a Slack channel. Okay, finish. That's it. So at the moment there are some settings about this service. So I'm able to view the activity. So what messages already arrived. So there is nothing at the moment. Or I can check it, I can change the event name, I can choose another channel, whatever, and I can delete it. So I'm not.
You know which slide?
Probably he reads it from a browser, and he chooses the one that I have opened. Probably, because yeah, it's missing in here. I didn't realize it earlier. So come on. Okay. Now I'll go back to the home because I'm still missing what URL I need to go to. So I will go to the webhooks, and I have several created already, but I'm looking for the magic values arrived. So that's the one. Anyway, there is documentation in here, and this is what I'm looking for. No pictures in now, and videos too, because this is your private key for the service. So there can be several users like you. You want to make the same scenario as I was doing, so you can name the event as I did. So magic values arrived. So there will be plenty people, 70 in here in the room, which have the same name of the event. So it can be confusing. So which is the correct one? Because there will be different channels on the other side, let's say, and the system will distinguish each one of you based on exactly this key. So this key is secret for you. It's private token. It's yeah, that's the one that you need. And just for testing at the moment, so this is the payload which I will send to the service. So I will say that value 1 will be 10 and value 2 will be 20. And I can test it. So I will push the button, press the button, event has been triggered, and I have somewhere in here the Slack running, maybe. Come on. Was it fired? Yeah, I'm waiting. I don't know yet. We have a cable connection in here. Okay. Wait a minute. And we are online. Smart, not this one. This is the one. So there are notifications. Hello, current conditions in Aurora are like this. The temperature, enjoy. So that's it. You got the idea, yeah? So again, there is a magic button, but you can see there is a curl from the command line. So I can run the command line in here. I can paste it. I can change the value. So 666, yeah, for example. And what else? Yeah, 69, whatever. I'll try curl. We have an error in here. What's wrong?
No URL.
No URL. Yeah, thank you. That's it. Yeah, congratulations, you have fired the magic values arrived event. Great. And there it is. So with both values. So it's working. So you see. So it's quite easy to create it. And it's very, as I mentioned, it's very popular. It has its own mobile application, so you're able to download it to the mobile, and it can fit also some or you are able to create then some services which are related to your phone. So you can play a lot with. So when you will be traveling back home, you can try. Yeah, that was the first part of the problem, because at the moment we have to go to the ESP32 and create HTTP client from a command line. Yep. And testing webhook. Yeah, we have passed this and requesting from the thing. Yeah, that's it. So now I'm going back to here. So are we still connected? We are. And what I'm going to use is to use is missing if this then that missing image probably. If I will ask about the available modules, so one of the modules has name requests. Maybe if you work with the Python or you have been working with the Python previously, you know there is a special package with the name requests, which is one of the best or one of the famous HTTP libraries for the Python. It's not part of the standard library, but I saw some threads or some forums where the people were saying make it part of the standard library, but it's not. And they're saying, yeah, request is an elegant and simple HTTP library. Yeah, it is. And yeah, another label, HTTP for humans. It's really easy to work with. So you can see that to create a GET request looks like this. So I will ask for the URL and provide some authentication stuff. So it will return you the result object, and you can ask about the status code, about the headers, whatever. And the very easy implementation of this module is also in the ESP32 with the name uRequest. As I mentioned yesterday, so U means micro, so it's a micro implementation of the requests module. And we will start to play with. So import uRequests. Yeah, import it, and then now uRequests. We have what are we going to do? Are we going to do a get method or doing a post method? Post, yeah, because we will provide some additional data to the service. So maybe I can start with I will create a URL which is this one. No, this one. I will pass it to here. I can do it in here. Will be easier. I will import this one. Sorry. Import uRequests. There is a magic values in here. Okay, there's API. Okay, so I got probably everything. So at the moment, if I will run it, I'm able to create uRequests, URL, post, sorry, and URL, just to check if what will happen anyway. Response object, I got some. I forgot to ask about response equals. So once again, response. Yeah, and I have a status code in here. So you know, response, that when you run a HTTP request, the result has some status code. So you know the 404 in a browser, 300 and so on. So 200 means okay. I didn't send anything, but it's okay. So I'll check what happens in here. Hello, current condition is nothing temperature and no percentage of humidity. But something arrived to the service. Yep.
Can we create something so the trigger does not run if the values are not provided correctly?
Without any values?
Yes, because it did not set any values and it still ran, but it did not fill them in. So that is probably not what we.
Yeah, but we can't check the values on the side of IFTTT. It's the way how it works.
We can't.
I don't know about. So no filter or nothing like it must be provided. I haven't seen it in there. So it's your responsibility to prepare the stuff. Okay. Anyway, I will create the payload, which will, I will create it in here. So payload means I will create the data which will be sent, and one was the value 1 with the value 11, and second one was value 2 with the value 22. And then I run it and I will send him to send a URL. And there are two ways how to send the data to the other side or to the dark side. Yeah, you can use the parameter data where it expects some stream of bytes, let's call it this way, or you are able to send a JSON object. And the JSON in Python, that's the dictionary type. So I'm able to do it this way. So I will tell him that JSON parameter is this payload, which is a directory. So dictionary, not directory, sorry. Response status code 200. Okay, let's check it in here, and nothing arrived. Shit. Yeah, something is missing. Anyone? Attila? I'm sending JSON or the HTTP. Or I'm trying to send. So what am I missing? What? ToString, no.
Maybe encode those numbers in string?
Not exactly. No. Authentication is in the way of in the form of this API key. Something else. Because you know that HTTP request contains several parts. So one of them is URL, one of them is payload, and the missing one? Headers, yeah. And part of the header, which I'm interested in, content type. What is content type about? About the content, yeah. So the headers is another dictionary, and I will tell him that the content type of my payload will be what? Application JSON. So I will tell him, yeah, the data you are receiving at the moment, that's JSON object. And I will run it just to create it, and I will provide it in here. So headers equals headers. So maybe now, yeah, no. Yeah, and this is one problem. I still don't know what is it all about. It's like I'm able to create 3 or 4 HTTP requests, and then it will finish with something like that. I read some forums about, and yeah, that's the question. It's about the embed TLS SSL handshake error. So something happened. So only one solution I found it's working is this. Yeah.
It's not about the timeout for SSL connection?
Not sure. Don't know. Because I haven't seen the proper solution for this. Or at least not yet. But the
header keep alive. Connection keep alive.
Okay.
Connection with capital C.
Connection.
And keep alive with
this one?
capital key.
dash.
And yes.
That's it.
Yeah.
We'll see. I saw something different, but when I tried it, it was not working. Yeah, and now we have to connect again because it's at the moment disconnected. I'm copying in here the function, which is also, you can find it in documentation, which is labeled like, yeah, and this is the function which is quite good to create a connection in your program, because it's quite easy. Again, it will import network, it will create the network interface, it will activate it, and if it is not connected, it will try to connect to the network with SSID and the password. So I will provide this as a parameter in here, SSID and the password, and while not connected, it will be waiting for a connection. So it's quite handy at the beginning when the microcontroller starts. It will start waiting, or it will start trying to connect. And when the connection when it will be connected, it will print the network information status.
Isn't that an active wait?
Where? This one? Oh no.
Not with Milan. That's an active wait.
Activate. Active.
No. While not VLAN is connected, it's an active wait. It's consuming resources while it's waiting, right?
Yeah, it's still trying and it's still waiting. Yeah, and I will call it do connect with hello world in here and Jahotka 123. Yeah, so I will try. So at the moment it's trying to connect to network. Yep, it's connected and we are done. So at the moment, if I will try it one more time, so it will check the state of the Wi-Fi interface, and because it's already connected, it will only write the network configuration and it's done. So it's quite handy. Okay, anyway, we are going to requests, your requests, sorry. Your requests, post. We have a URL, we have headers, we got JSON, which is our payload. So another one, response object, I forgot to ask about, but we can check it in here, and it's there. So we got the data. We'll wait for the keep alive if it will be working, but anyway, we have the data available in here. So part of the problem is done at the moment. So we have, I will copy it in here. So copy and paste it in here. So that's great. Anyway, what I'm missing is part of the code which will start reading the temperature from the DHT11. So yesterday when I was showing you the English guys, or we have been talking about what is available in the ESP, and the magic is, or the great stuff is, there are plenty of modules available. They are not part of the standard Python library, especially, but you can find some, like if you are working with Python, you should know the JSON module. But there is a micro implementation of the JSON module, so all of the stuff that is prefixed with U means micro, and that's the what else? There's an OS module in Python, and micro OS is the mini implementation, micro implementation for the MicroPython. So plenty of other stuff. Anyway, there are some special modules, and one of them is DHT. And DHT is a module which will work exactly with DAT sensors. So if you compare it with Arduino, you need to download the library in Arduino, use it, and then it will be compiled and flashed on Arduino. In here, it's part of the MicroPython. So I will import it, and then I have to create an object from DHT import DHT11, I think it was. So import machine, and no, from a machine import pin. It will be easier, pin, not port. Yeah, and now, so the DHT11, I need to use some cheating method in here because I don't know from the head how to do that. Where it is? No. I don't have a no. of wrong materials. Wrote those. Ah, where it is. Wait a minute. Maybe 2. It's not in here. Yeah, it's here. I overlooked that. So I will help myself. So from DHT import DHT11, then from a machine import pin, and I will create a sensor object which is connected to DHT11, which is connected on pin, and now I have to find out to which one. Yeah, I got it in here. No, it's not there anymore. This is ground, and this is 33. Okay, so pin 33. So this is the way how I will create a sensor, or how I will activate the DHT11 sensor. So it's connected to the pin 33, and DHT object, or the constructor of DHT11 object, needs to know on which pin it is connected to. Because in general, DHT has only 3 pins. You can see it in here. No, you are not seeing it well. Come on. Ah, yeah, that's better. But you can see the 3 cables are there. So one is power supply, second one is ground, and third one is data. When you will be buying or working with DHT, they are a bit tricky, because you can find the modules which have not 3 pins but 4, but one of them is not connected to anything. Then mostly the Chinese stuff, it depends how they create the picture to make a copy of the sensor, because the order can be in here, it's like from left to right, it's ground, data, and then is power or UCC. But there can be modules which are connected like in a opposite direction. So they are changed. So be careful when you will be connecting them, because you know when you miss the ground with the power supply, you can break it. And it's when I'm providing some courses in here with the high school teachers, this is the one of the very special sensor which breaks a lot, or most of the times. Probably because it's Chinese stuff this time. Okay, anyway, so I will start it one more time, because it will create a sensor object for me. And now it has some values which I can, not values but methods which I can use to get the humidity and temperature. So what methods I need to call? Humidity, yeah, humidity, and the result is 0. Let's try the temperature. Temperature, and the temperature is 0. Thank you, Dominic. Yeah, Dominic mentioned that there is another method with the name measure. And now I try to ask for the temperature, and now I can ask for the humidity. So before you will ask to get or give me the temperature value or the humidity value, you need to call exactly the measure method. So it will measures the values, and then you are able to call it again and again. So it will be still the same. So the measure means update the current values. So to Joe, what? Measure. And what is the temperature? 28. Okay. What's the limit for Corona? And the humidity is 95. So I'm okay mostly.
That was a really quick reaction on the sensor.
So what?
That sensor had a really quick reaction.
Yeah. There are some limitations only if I remember correctly. Like when you are measuring the values, like in some time period, the measures must be like there should be 2 seconds delay between them, but you have to check the data sheet because I don't remember exactly. There are some limitations in how often you are able to ask.
It's just when I work with small sensors, it took almost 15 seconds before the
Which one is it?
Okay, some Chinese crap.
Okay, China. clear to me. Okay then, so at the moment, I will create, or I will ask the sensor for the measure, and then I will create the payload stuff. Where is the payload? In here. So I will create the payload stuff. So the payload value one is sensor.temperature, and second one is sensor.humidity. Yeah. And we are done, mostly. So I will call it together. Yeah, and we are there. So keep alive didn't help. Sorry. So connecting again. But this is strange a little bit. Because when I work with MQTT, this never happened, or I haven't seen it at least, or maybe I work with the previous version, so we'll see. Yeah, I'm familiar with the version 1.11. Okay, anyway, there should be a new notification in here. So the temperature is 27 and humidity is 30. There is a fan in here, so I can give it close to. So the values will be much more realistic. Okay, stay there. Stay close. Okay, and now we can create something like while, some endless loop, infinite loop. And at the end, we will just say that from time import sleep. And let's say that sleep for about 30 seconds. So every 30 seconds it will measure, set the payload, and send it to the service. And sleep. And again. And again. So we will have information for about every 30 seconds. So you can see this time didn't change a lot. Are you close to? Yeah, and we have to wait another 30 seconds. Yeah, do you understand? So that was the uRequests example, or the HTTP requests library. So the service which I used was quite easy. You, as I mentioned, you can play with. There's plenty of stuff. So it's easy way how to, let's say, send automatically email to you. So you don't need to connect to Gmail directly, but you can ask the IFTTT to send it for you. So it has plenty of stuff, and also plenty of inspirations how you can use it. So from this point of view, it's hard to say if this exactly is IoT related stuff, but it's about mostly, or let's say it's about the notifications, or we use it this way. So, okay, so that was the part one. Now about the part two. So we will talk about the MQTT. Yeah, and question is, what is MQTT?
It's already written in the...
Really? Oh yeah, Message Queue Telemetry Transport. Thank you, thank you. And?
Some sort of replacement for that other library sending messages?
Not exactly. This is a protocol. The library that we have used before the uRequest was quite easy. It was about the HTTP request. So we have been using the HTTP protocol for that. That means if you are familiar, you know that HTTP is statusless, or it has no stateless protocol. Yeah, that's better. This one is completely different. So it's very similar, but it's completely different. So anyone who has previous experience with MQTT? What? Zero MQ. Yeah, that's similar but different. Yeah. Okay, so MQTT is one of the most popular protocols in IoT world. There are some also MQTT-based different protocols which provide something more, but we will stay with the MQTT itself. So you will see it's really, really easy to use, and it's really useful at all. There. Okay, maybe those who have been looking at the open lab, so maybe Dominic told you that all the communication which is there goes through the MQTT at all. So when the lights are powering on, when something is sending the video or image to the screen, it goes over the MQTT protocol. So it's lightweight, okay. Some adverts. Publish subscribe protocol. Yeah, publish subscribe. That's something that is used on top of TCP/IP. So it's application protocol. Design it to end-to-end communications. We spoke something about, and uses publisher subscriber pattern and MQ model. What's MQ stands for? Message queuing. Yeah, but the publish subscribe, that's the critical part. Becoming one of the main I told you already. So. The architecture. What's a publish subscribe about? Well, the publisher subscriber. He was first.
Some devices publish events, they can subscribe to each other, so that when one device publishes an event, then all the other devices that are subscribed to this device will receive them.
Yeah, exactly. You want to say something? Yeah, more or less. Yeah, something like that. Yeah. The illustration can look like, yeah, you know that in the world there exists plenty of magazines and newspapers, millions, and they are published every day. And you decided one day that you will start ordering what is the magazine everyone knows? Playboy magazine. yeah, everybody knows. Times, New York Times. Okay. And Playboy was cancelled. It doesn't have a paper stuff, or it's not in printed form anymore. You see? I heard it somewhere. Okay. So the New York Times. Yeah. Okay. So and you decided that I'm going to, or I would like to receive every printed issue of New York Times. What you will do, because millions in the world, and you want to order only one of them. How this process works? That you want to check your mailbox every day, and you will get the fresh, hot issue for that day.
You have to subscribe first.
You have to subscribe first, yeah. And then? So you subscribe. So that's magic. Because what you did is, I want to order this magazine, especially you press enter, whatever, or sign a paper and send it to somewhere. You pay the bill, okay, and then what happens? What will happen when the new issue will be printed?
It will go to all of the subscribers.
Yeah, and how?
There's a delivery guy riding the bike, and he'll throw.
Okay, so there are the millions of issues every day, and there is one guy only who is responsible for delivering those issues to the people who are subscribed for.
They publish to the hub, and then everybody who is subscribed getting this information from a hub.
Okay, and what is a hub in the situation of New York Times?
Router?
Yeah, that's over there, but in the New York Times, the printed magazine. What? Who? Who is responsible? Because Mirka said that somehow there's a delivery guy who delivers it to you. Who is delivery guy? I want his name. The post office. Yeah, exactly. So you will subscribe, and then because you know normally you want to receive the issue when it is printed. So how you will check it by the phone. So every day you will call, and that's me again. New issue, no. Try later. Yeah, later. That means I'm 1 hour later. So is there a new issue? So you will be checking this periodical basis. Anyway, we're doing this. How to say it in English? We are doing this activity of very often checking something, some state, also in our code. Also, I did it before. So that was the stuff where where I created the endless loop, the infinite loop, and I provided only the timer there. So when the alarm clock will start ringing, I will pick up the phone and ask if there is a new issue. Okay, so I will set it for another 1 hour. So and when the 1 hour passes, I will ring the publisher and ask if there is a new issue. And we do it very often also with the sensors. So we're asking the same stuff on a periodical basis. Also with the buttons as yesterday. So we are asking for the value. This is called, it has a name. No? 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 The periodical asking for a value. It has a name. No? Querying. No. No. I thought that there will be some electronic guy, but what about the girl? No. No, it's called polling. So we poll the data or the information on a periodical basis, but we don't need to. Because what if the event will occur, like you're ordering the pizza? Yeah, and the pizza guy on the phone will tell you, okay, your delivery will be ready in 1 hour. So that means that when the 1 hour will pass, you have to go to the door, open the door, and there is pizza guy, delivery guy, oh, here is your pizza, okay, excellent, I got a pizza. Yeah, but it doesn't work that way. You know, the reality means that he said that probably approximately about around the maximum time 1 hour. Well, he will arrive 30 minutes earlier. You are not prepared for that. You know, you are waiting or you're expecting him after 60 seconds after the phone call. So you will sleep for about 60 minutes. And when the timer will go out, so you will check the door if there is a delivery guy. But he came earlier, so you missed the event. You got the idea. So no pizza, you are hungry. That's life. Okay, how to solve it? How to do it the proper way? With the notifications, yeah. So it cannot be the synchronous communication. We have to subscribe from this point of view to a specific service, and when the event occurs in this situation, that means a new issue was printed. So I will be automatically contacted, notified, whatever, it will be delivered to me. I don't need to check if there is a new issue every single hour. You get the idea. So in the world of printed magazines, we are talking about subscribers and some delivery service. So the subscribers, that's us. We are interested in plenty, millions of newspapers and magazines are in the world. We subscribe only to one of them. And then when the millions are printed and we are interested only in one of them, only that one will be delivered to us, and we thank for that to the delivery of the post office. You got the idea? Excellent. Back to the MQTT. This is known as publisher subscriber or publish subscribe mechanism or design pattern. Yeah, so we have a publisher which produces the data. In our case, it was the newspaper newspaper publisher. In here, who is producing the data? The sensor. Yeah, or the thing which reads the data from the sensor, and then when it has the data, it will send it somewhere. So that's the publisher. On the other side, there is some kind of subscriber. Who is subscriber? We, yeah, because we are interested in. Or there can be a another thing who waits for the data from especially this temperature sensor. So if there will be some threshold reached, so it will turn some cooling stuff. Yeah. So you'll try to downgrade decrease the temperature level. So, and in the middle, who is responsible for the delivering the data from publisher to subscriber, there is someone who is called a broker. Got the idea? So, how it looks like this. There is a There's a broker in the middle. So the publishers on the left, they are publishing the data, and there are a subscriber on the right. So they will subscribe that they are interested in only to the data which are published from exactly this publisher. Not those two, but only this one. And the broker knows, because all of the publishers are publishing to this. Ciao. All of the publishers are publishing or sending the data to the broker, and when this data will arrive, he will check the list who is interested in this value, and he will send it to all of the subscribers for that.
So the IFTTT we have been using was like a broker for us.
Like
In a sense.
yeah, more or less.
Do they support the MQ
No.
protocol?
No. That works differently. Okay, so that's it. That's the basics. Anyway, according to the basics, we have to talk, or we know already, what's a broker, what's a publisher, what is a subscriber. But there are two more topics are missing. One is a topic, and second one is a message. So what is a topic and what is a message?
Topic is a group of some messages.
Yes, exactly.
To subscribe to, and messages.
The message. Yeah, exactly. So, according to the topic, as I was saying that there are millions of magazines in the world, and I will subscribe only one of them. So the name of the magazine, that's the topic. So when the new issue will be printed, I will get a new issue, that's the message. You got the idea? So when I'm subscribing to some data that I'm interested in, I'm subscribing to a topic. And when the data will arrive, that's the message. Quite easy. Okay, so how it works? There are several the critical part of all of that is the middle one. Yeah, a single point of failure, but we don't care at the moment. So there is a special implementation with the name Mosquito, that's open source stuff. So if you are working with Linux, so apt install, dnf install, so it's I think in every distribution, but maybe let's say over 90% of distributions have it in their repositories. So you are able to install it. Also, we are using the Mosquito in OpenLab, so students have available Mosquito server or the MQTT broker for their projects in there. So at the moment, I will show you how it works. So just some small example. The Mosquito also provides command line interface tools to communicate with. So then it's quite easy, because anyway you can download some application for your phone, or for the desktop there is some kind of Java client. So it's huge, but you can use it. Okay, I will show you how it works from the command line. It has two tools. First one is Mosquito Pub. What it will be good for? Publishing the data. And there is a Mosquito Sub, and that's it. That's for what? Subscribing for the data. Yeah, exactly. So let's play with that. So I will not. I will run it in here to see it correctly. Mosquito publish. So several parameters it has. Oh no, this way will be maybe better. So first one is age. Age means host. So host, and what's the address? IoT Lab KPA FATUK, I think. Then there is a port, ahoy, and then I don't remember. T topic and T messages, and message is hello world. Unable to connect. Thank you. MQTT. Wait. MQTT. Oh, yes, that's it. Or I hope so. Yeah. So you see, I send the message. Great. But it's sent somewhere. At the moment, I need to receive it. So that means I will run the Mosquito subscribe. Again, the host is MQTT KPA FATUK. The port is 80, so that's for some reason. And I am waiting for I'm subscribing to the topic with the name messages. And at the moment, if I will send a message, it will be received in here. And then there is another client connecting, or he's also interested in. So he will write also something like this. Ciao. I will pass it in here. And at the moment, if a new message will arrive, so let's say a date. No, this one. This way. So when the new message will arrive, so both of the subscribers already has that. You see. So it doesn't matter how many subscribers will be there. So the broker is responsible to send all of the data to them.
So how do we set objects instead of just text?
Mostly it's a string. So that means if you provide it in some more specific data, there are some limitations. I don't know the numbers exactly, but anyway, that's for, let's say, fast. That's for fast data delivery, or or maybe a small data delivery. Because when you are measuring the data from sensors, that's a number. You can have a specific sensor which will read more data than one that we have, the temperature and the humidity. You are able, you can do it the way that you will publish both at once, but you can use a specific, let's say, topic for temperature and another for the humidity, because you don't need all of the stuff. You need, let's say, just the temperature. You don't care about the humidity. So if you'll be sending plenty data and only one is for you, so you don't need to all of that stuff to receive or to handle. Okay then. So something to the topics. Something more to the topics. There are some rules about, or not exactly rules, but recommendations. First one, string used by broker. Consists of one or more topic levels. So we are able to distinguish between several levels. So in general, it's just a string, but we can, in this string, say that these are some kind of levels. Then it can look like this. So you know, the topic is Slovensko, Košice, Letná 9, IoT Lab. Or home, ground, living room, temperature. And I will subscribe only to this one. Or there can be home/sensors, and I will get all the sensors are publishing the data to this topic. So if I'm interested in all of the data from the sensors, so I will subscribe for that. Or there will be home/sensors/temperature. If there will be there will be a special topic for the data coming from all of the temperature sensors I have. So when the sensor will measure the temperature or the data from the sensor, so they can be published to more than one topic. You got the idea. And you can subscribe also to more than one topic. Okay, then also, topics don't need to be initialized first. So you don't need to create it somehow. So you will create a random name. Okay. And it works. They are case sensitive. And and there are some wildcards, but you have to become familiar with how to use them because it's a bit tricky about. Yep. And and that's about the MQTT. And now we can take a look how it works in ESP32. Anyway, it's quite easy. So I'll show you. And now I'm a bit curious about if it will be working, so I will comment these lines. Because we are connected, but because of the problem with the U requests, so I need to investigate it later, or I will be investigate this problem later. REPL, run it again. So come on. Okay, we are connected. So again, help modules. So let's check what we have in here. And you can see there is a MQTT robust and MQTT simple. So we got the two packages in here. In the example, so you can check the documentation, but in the example, I'll try to use the this robust one. So from MQTT robust, import MQTT client. So that's the first line. And now I need to connect it or create an MQTT client object, which will have some information about myself. So I am ESP32, that's me as a client, and then follows the broker IP or MQTT KPI fade to SK and then a port. So I created a client, and now when I want to connect it to it, so I will write MQTT connect, and I'm there. So I'm already connected with the MQTT itself. Not this one. This in here. Okay, I will close this one. So in here I will be listening for. So at the moment I'll try to send a message. I have several methods. What I will be interested in is a publish. So I will publish a message. Thank you. Client publish. I will publish a message. Anyway, I need two parameters. One is the name of the topic, and second one is the message itself. Ahoy. So messages is the topic, and hello world from ESP32 MicroPython. You know, the great stuff was just published, and it came here. So the client who is waiting or who subscribes for the messages from the messages topic, he just receives the message. So, and that's it. It's quite easy. So if I will put those in here, I can do it this way. So from MQTT robust import MQTT client. The client looks like MQTT ESP poor ESP32. MQTT KPI to SK 80. Client connect. Client publish. Messages. Hello. And client disconnect. So I will run it. And there we are. What?
So is the disconnect required?
That's also this is topic related to several things. One is what about the configuration of the MQTT broker, if he allows you to open the communication channel and just keep it open. Second thing is about the low energy consumption. So because when we are measuring the temperature and humidity, we will be doing that for about in 5 minutes intervals. So we don't need to have open connection for 5 minutes of waiting or doing nothing in general.
Yeah, but what if we have sensors that we want constant updates out of?
There's a different situation because this was just about the publishing. But there will be clients which will wait for receiving of the messages. So they need to subscribe to some channel. So, and then the situation is a little bit changed, or different. So I have a client in here, and this time the communication will be much more asynchronous because at the moment I am controlling when and what will be sent. But when someone else publishes the data, the broker decides that, yeah, I am the subscriber for those data, he will send it to me. But he needs to have open channel for that. So if I will be disconnected from the MQTT broker, so he doesn't know that I'm interested in. So when I'm waiting for the data from the MQTT broker, I need to have, let's say, permanent connection. So that's probably not very good situation for the things itself, which are just measuring. Because when we are talking about the saving the battery or about the low energy problem, so the Wi-Fi connection or the internet connection, that's really huge battery consumption in there. Okay, we don't talk about that. So anyway, I need to create a special method which will act as a callback. So this method will be called when the broker will send me a data, and the MQTT client in my ESP32 will find out, yeah, I just received the data, so leave it at here they are, do the stuff. So I will create a onMessage method, and it has several parameters. First one is topic, and then there is a message. So as I mentioned, you can be subscribed to several topics at once. So based on a topic, you can, and with the if command, you can decide what to do with the data. So I will just print the message as it is. Okay, or maybe there is a message, this one, in topic, this one, and format, what's that, message and topic, and delete those. Okay, and now for the client I will tell him that I had a callback on message, which will be called when some data will arrive to me. So this function will be responsible what to do with. Then I will connect. Then I will subscribe to a topic with the name messages or private stuff. And then we have a method with the name wait message. So this will be a blocking call. That means that it will be stuck in here till a new message will be received. Then it will continue, and for me it can be like stop operating. So I'm running, or maybe one more message in here, print waiting for the message. One more time. Yeah, waiting for the message. So at the moment I will close this one. I will call mosquito publish MQTT KP fade to KSK port 80 topic private, and the message is this is secret message. Yep. And there is a message, this is secret message in topic private. So it was successfully delivered. And as I mentioned, the code isn't huge, so that's just few lines of code. So you don't need to do so much stuff with that. Okay, and now finally, so that's the final stuff. Let's call it that's the main wow effect. As I mentioned at the beginning, there exists plenty of platforms and solutions for IoT. And some of them provide the communication over their REST API, so your requests module, and some of them provides the communication over the MQTT, so MQTT module. And one of them is IBM Watson IoT. So from the, who knows who is the creator of Watson? What company? Huh? IBM, yeah, exactly. yeah, point for you. Okay, so that's IBM stuff. And I'll show you just a quick demo how it works, because it's quite easy. They have a quick start demo site, if they didn't cancel it, and it looks like this. So I accept the terms and I will create, ESP32. Okay, that's it. And now, I just set it the quick start demo because now it's waiting for the data. So that's all. Only identifier I need to provide is ESP32 IoT. It works over the mosquito MQTT. But the problem is that it's not directly provided in MicroPython for ESP32. What you have to do is you need to install the MicroPython Watson IoT package. So you have to extend your library of modules in ESP with this new one. So if you are familiar with the Python, you know there is a special command with the name pip. That's a Python package installer. And in here, in the ESP32, we have, or in the MicroPython, we have a special module with the name upip or micropip. So I will import it. And now I have methods in here for package management. And what I'm interested in is where is it? Where it is? Install. Here it is. So I will provide him a name of the package. That's this one. So come in here, paste. One more bracket. So and now it starts to download those package. And all of the requirements, if there are some. So it's a package manager. He checks the requirements for that. So it's downloading also some MQTT robust, MQTT simple, because that's the requirement. Some logging module, and then we are done. So already we have the Watson installed. Yeah, and I will start, or I will create a quick demo. So I will pass the code in here. So from the Watson IoT, I will import the device object. Okay, I will create an instance of that. So that's device ID is ESP32 IoT. That's the one I created in here. Then he requires some device type and some token. At the moment, we don't care a lot. But I don't remember exactly if it can stay empty or if it requires some data. Anyway, device connect and then device publish. I run it. Device type parameter required xxx. Yeah, that's the one. And that's it. And now you can see a dot in here. So that's the temperature, degrees, and the value is 30.7. That's the one I send it in here. So if I will combine the code from this one, where is the DHT? Where is the DHT? Where is it? Huh? Okay, I think I have cheating in here. Okay. I don't remember, I remove it. Okay, so from DHT import DHT11, and I think there is from time import sleep and ESP32 IoT. So let's go through the code. So that's the sensor or DHT sensor initialization. Then there I will create a device object for the Watson IoT. I will connect and I will measure the values. The value it was 33 if I remember correctly. And I will publish it and then sleep for 10 seconds. So I run it. And if everything goes okay, what I writing quick said that the two devices are publishing under this device. Okay, we are there. So that should be. It's quite hot because of the fan or cooler in my laptop. But it can go slow down. Come on, 10 seconds. Yeah, and you see. And that's the benefit of all of the platforms which are available. So one of them is Watson IoT, another one, Adafruit has their I/O. There is some ThinkWares, and I don't know, it's plenty of them. So when you're working with IoT stuff, it's quite good to have to connect your solution to something like this, because then you don't need to create it by your own. And there is everything. It's they're collecting the data, so you're able to come back after a while to check the historical stuff. And they brought some visualization, also some data analytics, some machine learning, whatever. Yeah, and that's it.